everybody, welcome back, and we are doing another weekly palettes video. I haven't done one of these in a while. I apologize. I've been a little under the weather and I've been just kind of in a rut with my makeup, but I have used a bunch of products or a bunch of palettes that I did want to discuss with you, so I thought we would go ahead and talk about them. So the first one I want to talk about is the Urban Decay Naked palette. So I did a chit chat get ready with me. I want to say it was last week. Yeah, I think I did this last week. But I've been doing that same look pretty much on and off for the past week or so. It just are variations of it. But really with this palette, it's kind of one of my go-to summer palettes because it's so easy. But what I've been doing with this one is I've been taking Naked just in the transition, just with a fluffy brush, and then I will deepen it up with Buck, and I'll take Buck in the outer V and deepen up the crease. I've been taking Hustle. Sometimes I'll take Dark Horse, but mainly it's been Hustle, and I will take that just on a BR250 brush, and I will blend that into the crease just to really deepen it up and put that on the outer portion of the lid. And then on the lower lash line, I also was really tight just to the outer corner and the lash line with Buck, and then I buffed it out with Naked. And then on the lash line, or on the lid, I'm sorry, I put Smog right on the middle third of the lid, kind of blended into Hustle, and Sin on the inner portion of the eye, and just blended those in together to create kind of a bronzy look. And that's kind of the look I've been going for with this palette. I need to get more into, like, I need to do something with Toasted because it's so pretty, and I just never reach for that shade, and I don't know why. I tend to go for the more kind of bronzy, darker colors in there. But that is the look that I created with the Naked palette. The next look I did is actually with the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. Oh, and mine is so old. And this is just one of those palettes that I just go to year round, and I just create looks that I'm always happy with. So what I did with this one is I just kind of took, and I can't even remember the shades because I have the old palette. I took White Chocolate and I just used that all over the lid just to set my primer. I then went in with, I can never remember these shades, guys. I'm so sorry. I then went in with Milk Chocolate with a fluffy brush and just buffed that into just the transition and down into the crease. I deepened it up with Semi Sweet, which is this shade right here. And then I just took a little bit of Marzipan, which is this shade, on the lid, and I just put a little bit of Champagne Truffle on the inner corner. So just another really simple neutral look. I'm looking at it right now just to make sure. I've got to remind myself. So just another really simple neutral look. This is just one of those palettes I can go to, and it doesn't matter what kind of look I do with this palette. I'm always really happy with it. It's just one of my just easy everyday, if I need a quick makeup look, this is the palette I go to, and I love it. The next palette I have used over the past week is the new Nubian 3 Coral palette, and this thing is stunning. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love the juxtaposition of the cool tones with the warm tones in here, and I was just blown away with this palette. So with the Nubian 3, what I did is I just brought in Brulee to lay down an all over lid shade, do a brow bone highlight, and I buffed out this shade right here. I apologize, they don't have names on them, in the transition with a fluffy brush. And then I went back into the shade with a BR250 brush, which is just a little bit more of a dense precision fluffy brush, just to deepen up that shade. And then I went and deepened up the look with this color right here, which doesn't seem like it'd be much darker, but when you swatch them, this one does have a little bit more depth to it, and just really kind of packed that on the inner corner, or the outer corner, and into the crease. I then went in with this shade right here, which is a beautiful kind of coppery red shade, and placed that on the outer corner and outer portion of the lid. So I put this on the outer portion of the lid, and then because I wanted to bring some of these cool tone shades in here and just mix them and see how they mix, I placed this shade right here, this silvery cool tone shade, on the inner half of my lid in the inner corner, and then I went over it with this shade right here, this light kind of orangey tangerine shade, and it just created a really pretty lighter, cooler tone for the inner corner and the inner portion of the lid. So far I'm really impressed with the mattes in here. You guys know I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I think they're stellar quality, especially for the price, and their color stories never cease to excite me or inspire me in this palette so far. I'm really enjoying. Really excited about that. The next look I did, I used two e.l.f. palettes actually. I used this e.l.f. Rose Gold Nude palette in combination with the Sculpting Silk eyeshadow palette, and this is in Rose All Day. So for this one, I went in with this shade right here from the Rose All Day Silk eyeshadow palette, Sculpting Silk eyeshadow palette, and used that as a transition just to buff it out. I like to go in with these types of shades and just go in with a fluffy brush and really lightly fluff it up towards my brow bone highlight. And then I like to go back in with like a BR250 brush, which is a little bit more densely packed, and really deepen that up in the crease. I then went in with this shade right here, and I gotta say the texture of these is really, really impressive as far as how they apply on the eye, and just deepened up that outer corner and the crease, outer corner and the crease. And then I went in just with this shade on the outer corner, and also this just buffed it out with this shade right here. And then I went into the Rose Gold Nude palette, and for the lid, what I did is I took this shade right here and I applied it just on a flat brush, sprayed it down, applied it wet, and blended that into this deeper shade on the eye, just kind of blended that in towards the inner portion of the lid. And then I took this soft shade right here, this soft, or not soft shade, these are really beautiful too. Let me just swatch these. These are a little chunky, but when you apply them wet, they're beautiful. And then I took this lighter shade right here, applied it wet on a flat shader brush, the inner corner, and just blended it into this more rosy shade. And then I just took this matte cream shade right here, and again, just reiterated underneath the brow bone and just blended out the lower lash line. And it just created a beautiful look. I've been kind of staying, I don't know why, it's like subconsciously, I had a lot of e.l.f. makeup and I got rid of a bunch of it. So I haven't tried anything new in a while, and I'm really, really impressed with these two little palettes right here. I do need to do a full look of e.l.f. I actually filmed a full face of e.l.f. and I just didn't like the footage, which has been happening a lot lately. I've just been off my filming game, so I will have to refilm that. But I was really, really impressed with these two products, especially together. I think they work really well together. Great little travel palettes. And then finally today I used the Lorac Unzipped, and I will be filming a get ready with me. It's going to be kind of a ranty get ready with me, talking about some not so nice stuff. But one of my subscribers, Lilith K, in my video where I'm talking about my forgotten summer palettes that we all have that are great, that I'll link that up above if you want to check that out. She suggested that I do looks with these palettes. So I did a chit chat get ready with me on this palette. It's a little ranty, so if you don't want to go through and watch that, it's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And what I did is I just went in with Unconditional. I just dug my finger in that. It just on a fluffy brush, blended it out into the transition. I deepened it up with Unbridled. Again, I took Unbridled along the lower lash line and buffed it out with Unconditional. I then went in with Unattainable on a flat brush, wet it down, put it on the middle portion of the eye, and blended it into Unbridled. And then I used Unreal on the inner portion of my eye. And then for my inner corner highlight today, I used my Wet n Wild To Reflect Shimmer Palette in Rose Champagne Glow. It's called something new now because this is the Fergie line, but it's still available. So if you guys do not want to see me rant and get ready with me, that's just the abridged version of that tutorial. So that is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So it's been very neutral, very bronzy, very warm and summery. It's just the vibe I'm feeling. It's my go-to this time of year. It's not that I feel lazy around summertime. It's just that I feel lazy around summertime, and I just want to do something that's easy and pretty and soft and romantic and bronzy. It's just my vibe. So yeah, those are the palettes that I have been using over the past week or so. I've been a little under the weather, so I haven't been doing a whole bunch of makeup over the past couple of weeks, but these are definitely the ones I'm going to, and just the types of looks I'm gravitating towards. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what looks and what types of looks and what palettes you've been using recently, or if you've been using singles or trios or whatever it might be. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. But as always, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I will see you next time.